Guys, have you ever worked on a project and it was so frustrating that you got to a certain point and you just ran into bumps that made you want to totally just give up on the project, feel discouraged, maybe throw it away, maybe cry, whatever it was that your frustration caused you to do? This project was a simple project that right towards the end, I ran into a moment like that where I thought, oh no, this was a waste. But it didn't. Push through, and I listened to my husband's advice to cool my jets and give it some time, and it totally worked. Guys, I'm going to share this video with you because I want you to try this super simple project and to share ideas with you and to show you that sometimes even your best laid plans just don't work out. But this one turned out great, and I'm excited to share with you the success of this little project. Also, I took this video a few weeks ago and I'm going to finish it up today because I didn't think it was going to work, and it turns out it totally worked. So I'm going to show you the success and give you the tips on how to do it even better so you don't waste any time or any money doing this. All right, guys, let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to the Gloria Living channel. We are working in buckets with strawberries again. Guys, I was so blessed by one of my friends to be given tons of extra strawberry plants that she had growing in her garden, taking over. And guys, I brought as much of them as I could home. And I realized I did not have room for as many as I took. I didn't realize how many I took. So guys, come along with me. We're gonna work on a quick project today, do a little experimentation. I'm gonna see what happens. Like I said, guys, I took piles of strawberries from a good friend. They were spreading through her garden. She was rearranging where they were going to be, and she was digging out a big section of them. And I asked her, hey, like, is it okay if I take 25? That's as many as I need. And she goes, oh yeah, I'm trying to just get rid of these. I've given tons of them away before, and I'm just gonna be composting these because they're taking over. There was that many of them, and she had already given away the year before so many. So anyways, all that being said, I asked, well, can I just take them then? And she was absolutely willing. Well, I did not realize how many I was taking. Guys, I filled a 5-gallon bucket and then a little more extra on the side in a small pot. So many strawberry plants. I'm also at a point that I don't want to go way further than where I already am with my planting and my gardening. I don't want to overwhelm myself, and I don't want to really spend much more money. So I was trying to think last night, what can I do? What can I do? And I was looking up some different ideas, and we're going to experiment. Guys, you know I have an obsession with free buckets, so I'm going to try something with those. Again, we got these buckets for free, got a little more soil and sand, and we're going to try a little strawberry planter, and we'll see if they work. If they don't, it's okay. If they do, great. So we're gonna experiment this year so we can get more strawberries planted and give away some more, and hopefully that'll give us a better chance of having a nice crop of strawberries this summer. I'm starting off by cleaning out these buckets. They were pickle buckets. There are still some pickles and stuff in some of these, and so we are going to clean them out and get any grease off them or any vinegar, pickles, whatever, so they're nice and clean for our project. Guys, for this, I use just a little bit of Dawn dish soap or some type of grease cutting dish soap, and I pour them in the buckets. If you're gonna drill holes in your buckets, it's good to do that after you clean them out. It may seem like common sense, but it is easy to forget. And then you'll realize your water and your soap are pouring out the bottom. All right, so I've got these buckets clean, and I am moving on to drilling holes in them for drainage underneath, which I'm just gonna do a very small drill hole through those, multiple holes, maybe 4 or 5 of them in there so it can drain out. And also I am going to drill holes in the side to stick our strawberries in. It is going to try and fit, I'm gonna try and fit as many as I can in these containers. I've seen different strawberry trellis type containers like this. I don't know if trellis is really the right word, but potting styles, this is my first year growing strawberries. I have no idea whether this is going to work, and I'm always skeptical of them, but I'm gonna do it for now, and a few berries here and there is better than nothing at all. So I am going to do that. I'm gonna take you along and show you. It's gonna be pretty simple, but we're gonna give it a shot and see how it goes. Okay, so I'm just getting a little drill gun here, and I'm putting a little drill on here. The size is like, it's like 11/64, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just something kind of small like this. Not super tiny, so enough water can come out, but not huge that you're gonna be watering them tons and tons and tons. strawberries like good drainage, which is why I'm going to have sand mixed in with my soil. But I'm also going to have holes at the bottom so it can drain out. There's going to be holes on the side, which I'm hoping not a lot comes out of, but we might have to experiment with and hopefully get a good hole size on the side of them. That way, too much dirt isn't falling out, but the plants fill it in. I don't want to suffocate the plants, but I don't want to have too big of a hole that I'm wasting soil. So let's see what we can do. Okay, so it took me like forever to figure out this little hole saw setting this up. But anyways, I have got this is a hole saw. So this is set up to my drill. I'm going to drill holes in. I decided to go with 2.5 inch. I almost went up to 3 inch, but I just was feeling like that might be a little bit too big. I'm a little bit hesitant even with this of being too small. Hopefully this is a good size and it won't be too small, but won't be too big. I'm trying to find that Goldilocks size. So we are going to drill these in the buckets. I also have paddles that can drill through the plastic very easily as well. I just decided to go with this today. I thought this might be a good option. We're gonna find out in a minute if I switch over to a big paddle, but I'm not sure how large I have of the paddles. I think pretty big, but I can't remember. Anyways, I have this. I'm gonna hook this up and I'm gonna space out different holes throughout the buckets. Let me show you real quick. As you can see, we've got our bucket still a little wet here. I'm going to space the holes. I'm going to put them like up and then kind of down, up and down, almost in a zigzag pattern around, and kind of give them a nice even space so I can get as many in as possible. Last night when I was counting, I think I counted, including on top, maybe getting around 18 plants in here. Maybe that'll squish them in here. I don't know, but hey, I just kind of want to try. Maybe I'll do one with a little more, one with a little less. I have so many plants, it's worth giving it a shot. Okay, let's get working. Okay, so that drill had a little bit of a hard time going through here at first until I ramped up the power. I think I wish I had a paddle this size. I looked and I don't, so I'm just gonna keep going with this. I only have a paddle that goes up to 1.5 inches. I'm going to space these out. I put this maybe a little higher than I should have thinking about it, but I think it'll be okay. And I don't want them to hang out and touch the ground, so I think it was still probably good spacing. Okay, so I just got done with my first bucket. Still need to clean it up a little bit, but I actually ended up getting, I think, around 10 holes in here. That's much less than I had predicted. I could put more and I could probably space them closer, but I decided to space them out a little more so they would have a good amount of room to grow. So let's see here. We got 10 of them. So 10, and then I'll put one on top, so I'll be able to fit 11 more plants in at each one of these buckets. If I decide to fill all 3, I might just do 2 of them, and we should be all set and ready to go and get these planted. We'll clean these up first, and then we'll go plant them. It can get a little bit messy, so just keep that in mind that if you use that little hole saw, you're gonna have some little shavings that you're gonna have to clean up. All right, we've got our buckets drilled with holes and cleaned out. I actually ended up getting a few more in the white bucket, and that'll give me 24 total plants I can plant. Now, additionally, and I'm excited about that, that'll give us close to 50. I wish I had squeezed in one more hole. I'm thinking about just drilling one just to get even 50. But either way, there we go. That is nice and pretty and ready to be planted in. So let's see if we can get the soil to stay in. We're gonna mix some soil and sand in here and get our strawberries planted. This is my least favorite part of the whole job, but it is important. Okay, now this is the part where I did not video these steps. This is the part where you have to plant your strawberries while filling your buckets with dirt. The reason I didn't video this is because it was super stressful, super annoying, and was not working out the way I wanted it to. Okay, so as I was putting the strawberry plants into the buckets in their designated holes, it was a pain and the soil was falling out, and I realized I probably made the holes too big. So 2.5 inches, too big, go smaller. I'll show you, you could probably go a whole inch smaller. I probably could have done 1.5 inches and been totally fine for as big of a hole as you need for the strawberry plants. You know, this is, I think is going to work and be fine. I wanted it to have room for the plants to kind of spread out and not feel cramped. But you know what? I don't want to lose soil out of my buckets. I'll show you though, I was so stressed, but you know what? They're thriving in there. So the strawberry plants themselves on the sides are doing great. Strangely, the ones on top did not. So they died. I'm gonna pull them out and I'm gonna just put herbs on top, I think, to have something growing on top to not waste that space. But this has worked, and you know what, guys? There's even strawberries starting to grow in there, which is probably because I've had them protected in the greenhouse, and I think they think it's a little bit later than it is, but that's okay. I'm gonna show you what's going on. Maybe I'm just so new to strawberries that that's normal, but I'm gonna show you what we've got going on, and guys, it has been a success. So these have been in the greenhouse with the fruit plants to protect them from all the frost that we've been having, and I think hopefully we're just about past that. We may have one more here, but we're getting towards the middle of April, so that means we should be getting towards the end of frost. Usually there's one more between now and Mother's Day at least. I'm just kind of hoping that doesn't happen this year. So anyways, let me show you what these are looking like right now. I clean off some of these little, like some of the shoots and stuff that make it look a little messier. I'm just gonna show you what it is. It doesn't have to look beautiful and perfect. This is just more real life. So anyways, I'm gonna show you what we've got going on, but it really does look beautiful. Okay, so obviously my buckets are messy, whatever, from sitting in the dirt. Here's the deal though. These plants are thriving, and in fact, they're thriving so well, we have strawberries growing on them. They were flowering and doing just perfect all the way around. They're just doing really good. All the ones on the outside have done excellent. The ones on the top did not do so good. They died on both. So I don't know if I was just too rough with the water, and that's why it didn't do as well, because the water was just too intense on the top. When I was watering them, I don't know. I'm gonna put herbs there. Some herbs are supposed to go well with strawberries, so I'm gonna do that. But they're already starting to produce strawberries, which is absolutely crazy and really cool. And we've got our strawberries over there doing well too. So we've got somewhere between 40 and 50 plants total. And that's really great considering that we didn't have any just a few weeks ago. If I was gonna redo this project, I would probably maybe fit even more holes and fit them close together. And I would do smaller holes. I would do 1.5 inch paddle and give that a shot. I'd rather have them a little bit squished and not be fearing that I'm gonna lose soil than lose soil and have them have too much room, which they do. And I did 2.5 inch and that was just too big. They're doing fine, but it was stressful to plant them, not have the soil fall out while planting them. So as you can see, there's still like a lot of room. And even though it almost looks like they're falling out, they're fine, they're holding on. In fact, this hole has 2 plants in it. So I guess you could double up on the plant space, but hopefully if you do this, you'll just do smaller holes. You can see the space. You can see the space where there's tons of room. This is just too big. I'm regretful of it. I wish I had done it differently, but that's okay. And honestly, with the green bucket, I think it looks really good. I really love the green bucket with this. And it's gonna look really neat with a herb on top and really utilize the space. You know, I think those vertical towers that people grow in are super cool. Some of the ones with advanced watering systems, to be just very frank, they're quite expensive. And it's not that I hope to have one day. I do. I hope that's kind of like a thing I'd like to save for and have. But you know, everybody's in different seasons of life, and I'm not in a season of life to just buy that. But I am in a season of life to get a free bucket from Chick-fil-A, drill holes in it. I had a hole saw and fill it with the dirt and the strawberries. This was a very affordable way to fit a lot of plants on here. So even with these 2 buckets, there's 20 something plants and I can fit those in a small space. I could have drilled more holes for sure. And if you do them in smaller holes, like 1.5 inch, you can definitely fit more. I think you could fit at least 20 holes on here if you really were wise about how you spaced them out into a 5-gallon bucket and be able to grow lots of strawberry plants in a very small space and still get some strawberries, and it's just pretty cool and pretty cheap and affordable. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you're growing strawberries, I hope you have a successful harvest with strawberries this year and have tons, and that the birds and bugs leave them alone for you. Guys, thanks again for watching this video, and please remember to like the video, please share it with your friends and your family, and please subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to support us in creating this content for you. And guys, until next time, we'll see you soon.